Welcome to Windy Tech, a channel all about apps, gear, and automation in the Apple ecosystem. I'm Eric Welander, and today we're going to talk about the easiest way to track your sleep. You might know how many hours you slept last night, but what about the night before that? And what about last week? Or last month? And this is really where sleep tracking is really nice. It allows you to see not only your sleep from last night, but stats over time. So that way, let's say you're getting just not enough sleep, just barely not enough sleep, 5 nights in a row, and then all of a sudden you just feel exhausted and you're like, I slept 7 hours last night, what's wrong? Well, it turns out you slept 7 hours for the past 7 nights in a row, and that's just built up over time. So I previously did a video on this channel about automatic sleep tracking with an app called Sleep++ and your Apple Watch. But one of the things it requires, like a lot of these sleep trackers, is wearing your Apple Watch to bed. And personally, I found that whole process getting a little tedious. AutoSleep is a sleep tracking app that can look at your sleep and track it a variety of different ways. You can still wear an Apple Watch to bed, but it can also just simply look at your motion and activity data and figure out when you were sleeping based on when your iPhone was charging, when you weren't moving with your Apple Watch. So that's it. Either just by simply charging your iPhone at night while you're asleep, or charging your Apple Watch at night while you're asleep, and then wearing your Apple Watch throughout the rest of the day, you will give AutoSleep all the data it needs to let you know how long you've been sleeping. So then during the day, all of a sudden you just get a notification saying you slept this many hours last night. Okay, so if I go in here to AutoSleep, you can see that it shows me a detailed clock of when it thinks I was sleeping. And for last night, it's using the charge time, basically the time that my iPhone was on the charger, and that's how it's picking up on my sleep. And you can go down here and see your percentage for last night of how much of your goal you slept, and then also your 7-day average. From there, I can go over here to my history and see a really nice picture of how much I've been sleeping and where my problem area nights are. Now, if I go up here to the top, you can also see another cool stat that shows you what time you went to bed each night. And you can see it highlights in red and yellow nights where it was later than the usual bedtime. So the whole concept of this app is really that you don't have to do anything manual to adjust your sleep. But if you want to, for some reason, you just go in here in the day/edit tab, and then you tap edit, and then you can check some of these boxes and turn them off. Here you can also tweak your activity just by seeing an overall picture of what's going on in the history that AutoSleep is analyzing. And you can see here where it's sort of guessed based on, I put my iPhone on the charger, but then there was about 15 minutes or so where I was still using my Apple Watch and wearing it, so that activity data. So then it didn't start logging sleep automatically until I put my Apple Watch on the charger. And then it logged when I took that off at 4 a.m. and so that is then the end of my sleep time. Simply installing this app, setting it up with access to HealthKit, which takes a couple minutes, and then just set it and forget it. And then every day you'll get notifications about how much you slept, and you'll have this running record. And yeah, it's not going to be quite as accurate as something where you're wearing something to bed, but it's going to be a lot better than no data at all. Subscribe to this channel if you aren't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Let me know down below if you like tracking your sleep and what apps you like using. I know there's a variety of those out there. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.